something like 5.5 million known carers to us in the whole of the United Kingdom. Of course, Medway is but a part, and I'm very aware that whilst we have carers that are registered with Medway Council, equally there are hundreds and hundreds more out there in the community that we know are doing an excellent piece of work. Medway Council works very closely with all of our partners across Medway, such as the GP surgeries and other care organisations, and we're going to be there to help. But it's the Better Care Fund that has enabled us to actually embark and improve on that programme.
I live with my sister and her husband. My brother-in-law has vascular dementia and has had 2 major strokes. I was introduced to Carers First about 18 months, a year ago, by a friend, and I found it very interesting and very helpful. We meet once a month. My story from now really begins in March. It was the beginning of the lockdown for COVID. My brother-in-law couldn't walk anymore. He just suddenly could not stand. He was taken off to hospital. We were both quite distressed, so I thought, what do I do next? What do I do? Who do I phone? So I thought, right, Sue from the Carers First. They'd put us in contact again with the rapid response team, and they had ordered that he could have a bed at home because we were not going to leave him in hospital. We were quite capable of looking after him at home, given the information that we needed to know what needed to be done. He arrived home on the Saturday, and that's where he stayed since. In the meantime, we had physios coming in. He's now walking with a walking stick. So if it wouldn't have been for Carers First, we wouldn't have had him at home and walking. Without them, it wouldn't have happened.
Caring for someone else is emotionally complex. It can be very rewarding, yet at the same time, for the individual, it can be draining. It could feel isolated, and also it can affect their well-being. Caring impacts on every aspect of their life, and it could also be financial as well as personal. For young carers, it can also affect their education and future opportunities. It's not something that you expect to happen to you, but 3 in 5 people will be affected or experience this during their lifetime.
A few years ago, I was really struggling and wanted someone to help me out and didn't know who to turn to. I went to my GP and they referred me to social services, where I had a home visit by a really nice lady who reassured me that they would be able to get someone to help me out. I'm now involved with Carers First. They help me out in many ways, supporting me with the daily needs of my mum and getting support for in her house, and also benefits so that she can get alarms for the house. And life now is a lot better.
We have a facility here in Medway such that people who need care can have a selection of push buttons, pull cords, you name it, we can provide it, such that in an emergency we are there to support. We want our young people to recognise that we equally can help them to help their parents and family. And if we can do that, this will allow the young people to regain a little bit of their childhood in the certain knowledge that there are other people out there, such as within Medway Council, there to help support them.
I look after Mummy because she's got lupus. I help her get out of the shower and I get Mummy's medicine, and I help her put her shoes on when Daddy's not here. And you helped me when Mummy's liver was bad. But you've also helped me a lot because you let me, helped me have new friends, because now I'm homeschooled, I don't get to see lots of people.
I help Mum when she's got when her hips and back's playing up, and when she can't move around the house easily, I'll help her cook dinner or just help her generally around the house. Wisely, we were stuck inside all the time, which made me feel more depressed and sad, so which meant I was helping Mum more, but then I couldn't have as much time to myself. Just being able to not be caring for Mum all the time just helps me release, where I just have some fun with my friends.
I started working for Carers First in 2004 with young carers, going to work supporting young people aged between 5 and 18, and then within 4 weeks of my job my mum had a stroke, so my whole life got turned upside down. I went into work thinking that I would have to give notice to my job. My manager at the time sat me down and talked a sort of an action plan of how I was going to continue working, and so for the following 15 years I've been in this job role, and I go to work and I help other people, but I think I'm really lucky in the fact that the flexibility is there. For example, if I suddenly got a call to say that my mum needed help or support, then I'm able to leave where I am, obviously notifying the right people, and then make that time up. So that's been a really key thing in being able to continue and hold down a job that I really enjoy.
Carers First in Medway has a huge impact on the community living in Medway. It makes such a difference to their lives to enable them to continue living their lives and thrive. It's made such a huge difference for people like Veronica and Jackie who have accessed the services, and we're on the other end of the phone.
The Better Care Fund has been a saviour to us, and I would hasten to add probably many other authorities across the country. But here in Medway, that money, that funding that's been made available to us has enabled us to do so much more and help bring these carers to the fore such that we can help them.